this. You create your lead magnet around the tap, so about their problem. So it's all laid out in the lead magnet session, but we've got the problem, okay? And then we've got the impact of the problems. We make it emotional for them. And then we've got a case study around when this goes wrong and a case study around where this goes right, okay, and the impact of this. So in accounting terms, it's opportunity cost. So for example, a bad hire, the cost of a bad hire in fintech of this level is the following, right? So you've got problem, impact, you've got 2 case studies. Well, one successful, one not successful, right? So that can be your page 1, and then we've got our page 2, which will then detail into your services. So this would be about your CAS. So in fintech, did you know, Mr. Client? So let's say, for example, they're hiring for a chief revenue officer. Mr. Client, did you know that in the USA fintech, there are a total of chief revenue officers, fintech, USA, there's a total of 15,067 of them. Inside our database, we've got 14,964 of them. I don't know your exact number. So what do we do here straight away? We make it really clear to them. We've got 95% of the market inside our database, right? So we do that. It's all laid out in the CAS. But then what we do is stretch the gap. So you're here, your competition's here. And then we say the average exec search business has 4% of these candidates inside their database, which means when you get the top 1% from us, and the top 1% from them, obviously you've got the top 1% from the top 95%, top 1% from a random 4%, right? So now it becomes binary, really logical that you guys got something pretty special here, right? So page 1 will be setting out the pain, page 2 will be setting out your system, and page 3 will be about the call to action. So setting up a call with them. So the call needs to be very clear about, we don't want to be getting people on a call with you just to waste time or just to open the doors. What we ideally want to get someone on the call with our page 3 is going to be, well, someone on the call who is going to be hiring, they've got budget, and they trust you, right? So we want that. So the trust will come from your CAS, page 2. The budget, we do part of our qualifying. The hiring, we do part of our qualifying, okay? So does that make sense, first of all, Tan? Let me know. Epic, good. Mark, you're absolutely right. With yourself, Mark, I did say get people onto a call. In your case, it was senior candidates and it was C-suite. We were doing an interview strategy there, right? But in your niche, which is SaaS, in SaaS, one of the drivers for you was when you came to me was, Andy, if you can get me 50 conversations started, get 50 relationships started, I know that they'll be hiring in the next year. I just need to get that relationship moving. It's impossible in SaaS. So with you, we use a slightly different strategy, right? We use a strategy whereby it's about getting the door open, so we're interviewing them. But then as part of that, you know they'll be hiring in the next 12 months. So yeah, you're correct, it's slightly different in fintech. We're going to be it's a slightly different niche, slightly different avatar. So in this case, we want to qualify, are they hiring? Have they got budget? Do they trust you? Trust will come from the CAS. Have they got budget? That comes to, we identified the right C-suite member, which we have. And hiring, we're not going to know that until we have that conversation, unless we put a questionnaire in before we speak to them. So what I suggest you do is, if you use this template that is in the lead I showed before, then we've got that ready, and we get it set up in Fiverr. Then we've got a lead magnet. Then the key thing is this: we've got our email that goes out, because that's 15,000. We want to test it. Then they click on a link, they go through a page, they put in their email address, but go to the page, send their email address. Then the next page will be book a call with you. Okay, book a call, and then part of that, they get sent the lead magnet. Then also what you do is, some will book a call, say 10% book a call, might be 20% depending on the niche. So those that book a call, we go into automated process, or we call them. Hey Steve, booked a call with Andy on Tuesday, just checking in. What are the key outcomes looking for from the call? Or those who don't book a call, we follow up and we call them to schedule a call. So it's about getting that opt-in process, right? But if you do that with your 15,000, you want to do it on 250 to start with, so you get your open rate, you get your click-through rate. But if you do that, then you're going to get if we go back to what we said we need just, what was it? We need 36 one-to-ones as part of that process. You easily get 36 one-to-ones from that. No problem. That's the first thing. Now remember, you can run